Look for the good. I really tried. I'm sorry, Jason. I let you down.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are reviewing Look for the Good by Jason Mraz. This is the 7th studio album from the American singer-songwriter who has made a living off of sappy and cute love songs. And as adorable and optimistic as some of them are even years after their release, personally over the past few months, along with some of the help from my YouTube friends and collaborators, they've pointed out to me that that's the exact reason why they don't enjoy Jason's music. It's that happy-go-lucky attitude, that blatant optimism in his songwriting. It's sad because life knows we don't get enough of it. As you could tell, I enjoyed Jason's previous album, No. It goes without saying, much more than others could even shake a stick at. But hey, I stand by it. The dude's music might be corny for some, but it's what brings a smile to my face, and I need that sometimes. That being said, after listening to Look for the Good, I understand the pain and suffering a little bit more after forcibly looking for the good on this new record. As yes, ironically, I didn't find much good as Jason takes his blue-eyed soul and travels into reggae, which granted isn't that hard to see him doing since many of his chord progressions and melodies over the years are usually constructed around that style anyways. Simply, Jason makes pedestrian attempts at reggae, though. Opening up this album, we get the title track, which might be the most inoffensive of the batch, but it's just this whitewash of reggae with a plain groove. Keyboards that sound like they're imported from the Super Mario Bros. Library for some reason. And that's fine until you're bored out of your skull hearing the same thing as Jason searches and usually fails to find some kind of melody for more than like 80% of this album's runtime. But before I inevitably rip this thing to shreds, I do want to get a couple of positives out of the way first. The track Make Love is encouraging people to put down their guns and make love, not war. It is groovy like most of this album tries to be, but it is slick and is sexy with its hook. It has a gospel-inspired outro as well that I can actually get behind for once in my life. Make Love is one of only 2 tracks I thoroughly enjoy on this project, along with Wise Woman, as this is a chill and catchy song that doesn't try too hard. It's tolerable on the ears too. But yeah, that's about it. The rest kind of takes a nosedive all across the board with the performances, the grooves, the lyrics. Let's dive into those lyrics first with the track My Kind. As you could probably guess, it puts a spin on my kind and humankind. I get it. Variety is the spice of life, and I completely agree. It just doesn't have to be said in a song like this. It is so hokey, it is so cheesy. It's essentially assuming that all our differences can be easily brushed aside when there are complex issues that run much deeper than simply celebrating diversity. I mean, we all know what happens when we're like Michael Scott on Diversity Day, right? Another track that illustrates the lyrics and not in a good light is on Time Out. I think Jason might need to consider taking a time out after writing a song like this. If it takes Jason 8 songs, the equivalent of 75% of the record, to mention the burning of a spliff, and it's not even him mentioning it, that is a cop-out on a reggae album. I'm sorry, I don't care how young the audience is, I don't care how plain and sanitized you're trying to keep this album. It just doesn't make sense how you can avoid a topic of cannabis with such a workaround approach. If you're going to talk about it, go all the way. What does it matter anyways? The rest of the lyrics on the song are about throwing your phone in the ocean, and he's probably just telling me that life's a beach anyways. Wow, if it wasn't obvious, we're dealing with a wise man and not a wise woman there. Moving along, if the lyrics are going to avoid drug subject matter altogether, I guess I can tolerate that. What I can't tolerate, though, are the flat-out childish lyrics, or at least the double phrasing of them on hearing double. Seriously, this track is like a nursery rhyme blown up in flames. From my analysis, Jason is either trying to teach a bunch of children their ABCs, or he wants them to fall asleep. I think I might prefer the latter, although I'm not so sure if I could escape the nightmare of Jason saying, I love you so much, I half, two, say, it twice. To match the childish themes, I really do love when Jason says doo-doo on this song, though. Okay, putting the lyrics to bed, as that maybe was the goal in mind, Mraz doesn't write much better songs from a stylistic or melodic standpoint either on Look for the Good. Good Old Days, maybe a playful pun on days, is more of a plainly and painful attempt at writing reggae. For starters, the punchy and staccato horns lose their punch after the first minute. The groove on the bass has nothing to play off of with such an incessant refrain. You've essentially heard everything you're going to hear on the song from the first minute, and that's the main issue I take with this record. The songs are much longer than they have to be, and the grooves are tedious, so that just doesn't bode well for the longer track length. Looking elsewhere, as we kind of have to, because I'm not really enjoying those elements of the record so far, this album, if it's not tedious, it is samey sounding. Take the grooves on Good Old Days and You Do You, which, don't get me wrong, the refrain on the latter is catchy, but the verses and the feature from Tiffany Haddish, they just leave a sour taste in my mouth. I don't think any amount of mouthwash or alcohol, for that matter, would help me. The song Take the Music, the triplet flow and the bridge is rhythmically there, but it's disgusting. DJ FM AM Jason, although its monotone refrain in its first verse has me worried that Jason has gone tone deaf and can't find a melody. I guess the radio DJ personality is neat and creative for the reggae style. I'm just looking for points to give. But up until this point, this record has been a disappointment, to put it lightly. Here I was thinking Jason has a tendency to close his albums on a strong note. However, he couldn't even manage to pull that off on this album's final track, Gratitude. As yes, this track has piercing falsettos, awkward key changes, the extended form of nearly 7 minutes is not justified either. I thought for maybe a moment the lyrics were going to be among the better of the project, but of course Jason puts his foot in his mouth as he says he's grateful for his fur friends while saying meow meow meow. You know what? This record, meow meow meow, is getting a lower score from me. It is getting a 2 out of 10. If the songs aren't samey sounding, there are terrible lyrics. With that being said, I don't know what went wrong between Jason's last record and this one. Maybe it's a sign that I'm not into his music as much as I used to be, but I still love his first 3 or 4 albums. I just honestly worry for what the future has in store with Jason's music. That's all I have for the review today. It's another negative one, but make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Tell me why I might be wrong. Whether you agree, disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.